Saying this is where the magic get done.
Let me get a good look at that.
True. Naturally, he's the producer, so he's supposed to be like that. Yeah, nice little soundproof joint.
Before resorts and all that.
Yeah, this is where the magic get done. Something light and delicate. Don't say goodbye, just kiss the beach. And wave at it back with the palm trees. What did you learn? What did you teach? I always do what describes me. I tried it. 3 cart mollies and dice games. Blackjack tables and ice creams. On the Long Island, no iced tea. I am the first of the Spike Lees. If life served lemons, then tight squeeze. My flow close to a light breeze. Hollows hit you at Mach speed. His teeth was the only thing I did. If you with cool, you VIP. If you ain't with us, you 302. And this is the truth to you from me. They have a post with the pizzazz, so they had to get the class through me. Around the time straw had 3C, and the squares was cut in 3D. And we got stripes, Run DMC.
Hey, yo, this SV Twiz, the Hood Blogger. Y'all know how I carry it, man. Shout out to everybody that been rocking with the content. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that sub button and the like button, bro. Today I got a fly story, bro. This is a story about Vodka pulling up on Bean's block, bro. And y'all won't believe who was out there when he pulled up and how everything played out. But before I do that, man, y'all know I gotta rewind, man, in case y'all don't know who Vodka is. Vodka 1000 proof from the Germantown section of Philly, TM to be exact. TM stand for Tabahaken and Morton. Pretty much a few blocks behind Haynes Street, and a lot of people remember Vodka on the, you know, the upcoming of the DVD rise from the Too Raw for the Streets legendary freestyles. You know, he was also homies with like Cheek and Quilly and all of them, because they all from like the same side of Germantown. So it ended up being like a disagreement between Cheek and Vodka, because, you know, Cheek wanted Vodka to be a shotter when Cheek had formed the Shotters, but you know, at that time, I'm pretty sure Cheek ain't understand, and you know, even some of the fans of the DVD era didn't understand why Vodka never became a shotter. And if I was to give my own opinion, I would say that's because Vodka felt as though he should always stand alone. He felt as though he was a solo artist, and even though he could be, you know, brothers with certain people, whether they from the same block or the same section of the city, he felt as though when it came to rapping, that, you know, nobody could pretty much stand next to him. As much as love and, you know, things that he got for people, and y'all gonna hear it actually on this clip what leads me to saying that. And y'all gonna also get the story of what happened when Vodka had pulled up on Bean's block. When he pulled up on Bean's block, y'all gotta remember, Vodka was probably around like 18, 19 when he did his first appearance on Too Raw for the Streets, where the world pretty much got to see who Vodka was. At this time, when he pulled up on Sieg block, he was only around probably 16 years old. You know what I mean? 16, maybe 17, probably around there, I believe he said. And at the time, y'all know how influential State Property was, you know, coming up in Philly from our era. Of course, the figures was too, but y'all know State Prop had hit different. You know, the whole city was wearing all that State Prop gear and all that around the State Prop Rockaware era. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, AI with the Sixers, you know, that just was a lit era. But, you know, enough of me talking, man. I need y'all to hear this story out to the end. And, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, y'all gonna also see why I said that Vodka felt as though he could never stand next to another artist, and why he should have remained solo in front of somebody like Sieg like that and get the reaction.
It was beautiful, man, and I got a whole story for that. It was beautiful, man. I had to be about I want to say 14, 15. No, not that young. I want to say I was about
16, give or take 15, somewhere around there. Like when he first got signed. What year he first got signed to the Rock?
I don't know. That was like early 2000s, like
Somewhere
99, 2000, something like
somewhere
that.
around there. A friend of mine, had ties with a friend of C. You know what I mean? A guy named Tooch. Skinny Tooch. Skinny Tooch, Kepanina. Used to stick on him. You know what I mean? Tooch, good dude. Shout out to Tooch. You did what I'm saying? But we went down there with intent to meet C, to spit for him. This was, I'm a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
We going down there to meet C and shit. So, short story shorter, C ain't around. He was making moves, whatever he was doing. His mom out there. She's like, all right, he looking for my son. So she like, let me hear something. You did what I'm saying? His mom. See, mom. So, I lock in. Lock right in. Remember, her son, Beanie Sigel. So she heard all of the hottest shit ever. You dig what I'm saying? It's not what the fuck you say. So, I go, some gangster shit. Huh? She like, oh, okay. More gangster shit. She like, the pain. She like, oh, all right. More pain. Okay. Then she like, all right, give me a story. I'm like, oh, give a story up. Give me a song about the females, but I don't want you to disrespect them. Give me a positive song about the females. Give me a negative song. Give me an enemy about the females. Give me a fast flow. Shit that your average teenager boy ain't gonna be able to be ready to flip up a flow like that. So she put me to the test. I'm like, yo, I can't handle this. This is a hard act. You think the same? This interview hard as shit. You know what I'm saying? From Sieg Mom. Man, Sieg Mom is thorough.
That's classic right there.
You dig what I'm saying? Thorough. So it's like, when I did all that, and she like, all right, we'll figure it out. Tell my son, how you want me. You know what I'm saying? That's how that went down. Shortly after that, to get back to your question, the feeling, because I always was a huge fan of Sieg. Shouts to Sieg, man. Psycho Sieg, man. Very thorough dude, man. That's my brother. Love Sieg. You dig what I'm saying? We met on a few occasions, man, and then Sieg just took a liking to me, to where it was like, we became good friends. More so than anything. You know what I'm saying? So, the particular times that I spit with Sieg, it was just beautiful, man. It was like, damn, it wasn't more so that I felt as though I made it. It was more so of an accomplishment of, damn, I'm doing it for what I wanted, to be hot, to be amongst the heat, to be considered, just to be considered one of the hottest. You dig what I'm saying? Was all I wanted. I ain't want the money from it, the fame, I just wanted to be considered one of the hottest. And that is like, more than everything to me. Like, you dig what I'm saying?
That's deep.
Just to be amongst the heat, I get a bunch of money right now, right? The first thing I'm gonna do is pay everybody that's hot as shit that I came up off of, even if they got billions or whatever. I'm gonna pay them just to prove to them that they can't fuck with me on the track. The Jay-Z's, the Jada Kisses. Shouts to Jada. But I would pay these people for a track to show them that they can't fuck with me on the track. Or, if they do get me out the frame, that I stood up against them. At least I stood up against them. At least they ain't gonna fast forward my verse. At least they gonna give the people an argument like, I don't know, Va, but no, Kiss got him. And some people gonna be like, no, Va got him. And then some people like, nah, I don't know. Some people like, Vodka got him, Vodka did all right, Vodka. Just to be in the argument of who verse was better, priceless.